Hey everybody, PKFT1 here, and I'm here once again with Blur. And we have interesting information. This is going to be a controversial topic, I think, because the source that this information is coming from, I'm going to be honest, I don't know a whole lot about this source's background. I've seen a lot of people say that this person just puts out fake information. There's some people who believe it. Most people don't seem to believe it, but I figure it's an interesting enough talking point. And I just want to put this information out here because I think it's fun to talk about as much as we may or may not believe it. So just take this with a grain of salt and just know we're just discussing this for the fun of it. I don't really know if I want to weigh in on how much I actually think this could happen or not. But with that being said, we have a rumor. I didn't even know this existed until this morning. I think nobody's covering it because a lot of people just instantly think it's fake. This is coming from the leaker Zippo. Whether or not you want to believe his information is accurate I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Okay, so basically he posted on his blog some information about a potential Persona project. And I'm just going to read what he posted. This is what he says. Welcome back. I've got some articles ready to drop, but not much is going on right now. Time to drop another bomb. We have many more Persona announcements coming, including a surprise 8th announcement, which I forget where that information came from, but I think that's official, is that there is going to be an 8th announcement instead of just 7. Anyhow.
I didn't actually hear that.
Yeah. I think they added it to the schedule. I forget
cool.
where I heard that. So I don't know if that has to do with this last announcement being I don't know. Maybe that wasn't what they planned for in February originally, and then they replaced it with the event. Who knows? Anyhow, Zippo goes on to say, we have many more Persona announcements coming, including a surprise 8th announcement. Here's number 4. It'll be starring an unexpected character. That's right. Akechi is going to be starring in his own game. You're going, no effing way. He's kidding, right? I'm not. Tons of details are scarce at the moment, but I've been told not to expect an RPG. It'll focus on his adventures and skills as a star detective. I'll update this article when I have more to share. Okay, but I'm just going to ask you right away. When you read this article, what did you think?
I thought was like, no, they wouldn't do that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, looking at all their other spin-offs and stuff. I mean, but if I think about it more, I could, like, if this was going to happen, I could see them, like, you know who, why am I blanking on the name? Whoever they got to do, like, Strikers.
Oh, sure. You're talking about
like,
Code
I could see them
Tekno?
outsourcing.
Sure.
Like, where they just supervise and they're not the ones making it.
Yeah. Because, like, the only thing I can see is if this isn't, like, let's say it's not an RPG. I mean, I guess there's a few different ways you could go with this, but does this mean it would be, like, a character action game? But does he
What
even
if it
have...
was one of those, it's a point-and-click mystery?
Right, exactly. Would it be more like a visual novel, like in the style of Danganronpa, or, like... what would this entail if it's not an RPG? But at the same time, like, again, details are so scarce, and this could also just not be accurate information.
This could easily just be absolutely nothing, and like, I'm more leaning towards that this could be absolutely nothing,
Right.
but if it did happen, it would be hilarious, and I would totally play it.
I don't really want to be the person who is vouching for Zippo's credibility, nor do I want to be the person who's putting him down when I don't really know his background a whole lot. I remember
Yeah,
I was on a...
I don't know anything about Zippo. Like, I know, like, I've heard his name and I've heard Zippo leaks, but that's about it. I don't know anything about who he is or You know,
Yeah,
and
I mean,
I can't even tell you it's like what stuff he said was right and what stuff he said was wrong. I just know
right.
people talked about him. So,
From what I've seen, it seems like a lot of people tend to believe that Zippo himself, he's he's predicted things in the past that never came about. Like I think he said there was supposed to be a 2D Donkey Kong game that was supposed to release last year. We never saw it. But it's always hard with certain like potential leakers because they'll talk about something and then they'll often follow it up with like, I don't know when we'll see this project, or if they predict a date, maybe it'll come down later down the line. Let's not forget Verjibin's prediction. If any of you guys are familiar with him, he was a Smash leaker of Steve way back when base roster was announced, and well, he said
that's right.
Minecraft content, and
He
he
was right
stuck
about
by
it.
his word like the entire time, and everybody said that he wasn't credible and that we shouldn't believe him. And you know, what do you know? Like 2 years after he made that announcement, you have Steve get announced for Minecraft along with a stage and all this other stuff. So, then again, I mean, other people continue to believe that a lot of these people are fake and they make stuff up and they make safe predictions. However, what I find really interesting about this is Zippo's history with Persona specifically. So well, I shouldn't say he announced. He's claiming we're going to get Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable on console. And a lot of people say that's a pretty safe guess, and that's the only reason he said that. He also said we would be getting Persona 4 Arena Ultimax ported to consoles back in July of 2021, I believe. He was, at least as far as I know, the first to officially come out and say that, and he got that right. So it's not like it's the craziest thing in the world to guess that. I don't think, it's completely out of the realm of the possibilities that he just thought that was a safe bet and claimed he had heard that. However, what I find really interesting about this is such a bold and crazy thing to like attach to your name and be so confident about in this blog post that, I mean, if anything is going to destroy his credibility, it would be this announcement if it's not real.
That's true.
Because
that's true.
I think a lot of his popularity has come specifically from his Persona predictions. So he knows a large bit of his audience only follows him for potential Persona rumors. So I find it really interesting that he would put his reputation on the line with something this wild and out of left field. It's, I don't know. What do you think, Blur?
I mean, that's true. I mean, taking a pretty big risk, unless he's just kind of thinking like a lot of people don't believe me anyway, I'll just say whatever. But I mean, I think it's on the table. Like Akechi's a really popular character. Like I'm trying to think if there are like any other like supporting characters that got like as big as like Akechi did. I mean, it's entirely possible that Atlas could see it as a market opportunity. I mean, they're gonna do their company. They're gonna do what makes them money, and if they think Akechi makes them money, they're gonna make an Akechi game. I don't know.
I mean, don't get me wrong. To me, this when I saw this rumor, because I didn't really know Zippo's background, and I still to this day I can't really vouch for him either way. So I'm just going to treat it, as a rumor. I'm not going to say it's 100%, impossible to happen because nobody really knows right now if this could be real or not. At the end of the day, everybody could say that he's fake. Everybody could say he's real. Nobody really knows except for Zippo, apparently. He's the only one who knows his own credibility. That's all I'm really going to say in terms of how I'm going to treat this rumor. But let's just, for the fun of it, just imagine that it is a thing. I'm not saying it is, and I'm not saying it's going to be. I'm just saying let's just pretend for a minute that it is. This game could be very interesting depending on how it decides to explore the character, but I've also seen a lot of people say that because Akechi, by the end of the game, spoiler alert for Persona 5 Royal, they claim that he's not truly a detective because, he was really the one behind everything and he was just kind of masquerading as a detective.
But I don't know, in the game he was still like pretty smart about things.
Right.
So
And
I think
in
he has the
Royal,
potential to do detective stuff.
yeah. And in the third semester in Royal, he uses those, sensibilities to figure out what's going on himself in doing research and trying to figure out what's going on with the world. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibilities that they could
And
do
I mean,
this.
it doesn't mean that every case he did was crimes he committed. There could have
Right.
been some legitimate cases he actually solved. I mean, we don't
Right.
know. They didn't talk about it because it wasn't important to the plot.
Yeah.
But it's possible he actually does have like some detective skills.
Right. And I mean, he would have to at some point, right? Because he was already known as the ace detective, at the beginning of Persona 5. That was where his fame came from. Am I not wrong? So you've got to wonder. So the question remains to be seen, if this was a game, when in the world does this take place? Because is the metaverse a factor in this game? Is it not a
Yeah,
factor?
it's
Is
like,
it
are
before
personas
Persona
gonna be
5?
in it? It's like, are
Right.
there just gonna be no personas? It's like, how much of a spin-off is it? Is it just like a side thing? Is it before or after the mainline game?
Right. There's so many questions, and he gives so little information. And I think that's also a red flag, is the fact that there's so little information, and it just, the idea of the game, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it could work. But the more I think about it, I'm like, how would this game even like fit in canonically though? I mean, I guess it could take place after, but it wouldn't really make sense if he's doing detective work after Persona 5 Royal. I mean, I guess he could, but I mean, he kind of just disappears as far as we know. He's still alive, but like, this is just racking my brain, and I'm kind of mad that this game got this rumor came out, because now I'm going to be thinking about this rumor as, whether or not it's credible. This is going to eat away at me now. I'm going to be thinking about this stupid rumor. I know a lot of people are going to say don't pay any mind to it. It's fake. Perhaps you're right. But it's out there. I just feel an obligation to talk about this, especially since we're both like big Akechi fans ourselves. I don't know. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, like I said, could this be a character action game? If he's not in the metaverse, I don't know exactly how it could be. Is it a point and click like you were suggesting, Blur? I don't know. If you were to guess what kind of game this would be, what would you think?
I think I mean, the only part of the leak, it says something about being like a detective. So it has to do something, it has to be like some kind of mystery-based game.
Yeah.
A mystery style gameplay, I assume. And if it's not RPG, it's like, it depends, it's like how much action are we controlling Akechi? Like, it really depends on what the gameplay style would be. And if
Yeah.
there's anything that has to do with personas at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or you could
Exactly.
just be Akechi and you're going around and you're killing people, I don't know. And solving your own cases.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe you're setting up like other people. Um I mean, don't get me wrong, if this game got announced, this game would sell for real. Like, I can't imagine how many big Akechi fans would flock to this game and freak out. I mean, don't
Another
get me
thing
wrong,
is,
if this
how
got announced,
many normal people would buy it though? People who aren't Akechi fans. How many people would buy a game about Akechi?
yeah, especially when it's not an RPG. I mean, I will say people talk about, like, I saw a lot of people commenting, like, Atlas would never in a million years do this. They've never done something like this. And I get where they're coming from, but at the same time, you've got to remember Persona 4 Dancing literally came out of nowhere. Persona 5 Strikers was a weird spin-off. So I don't think it's completely out of the realm of possibilities of them doing a kind of like weird spin-off again.
And also now they're owned by Sega.
Mm-hmm. And they
Like
might want to
maybe,
try to expand the brand. I mean, we're getting Soul Hackers. Nobody saw that coming either.
yeah, like it could also be like Sega's like, hey, we want you to do more with the Persona IP while everyone waits for the mainline games.
Yeah. Now, let me ask you this. Is this a game you actually want?
Um, I don't think it was like one I was like I would be expecting, but I definitely play it. I think I would have fun with it, depending on what it is, unless it was like really bad. But
I'm the same way. Like again, already being an Akechi fan, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't like genuinely like highly interested in a game like this. Would it be good? Would it be worth it? Would it be stupid? Would it be so off brand that we've completely lost the point of like what a Persona or Shin Megami Tensei spin-off game should be? Probably, but
we did dancing. Come on.
yeah, you're right. Yes, we did do the dancing games. I would take this over the dancing games. And I already played the dancing games. So, yeah, I guess it's not any worse than that. But again, like I said, I knew it was going to be a controversial thing to discuss. Again, a lot of people are saying pay no mind to it. Again, they could be right. But I feel an obligation as a channel that kind of talks about rumors and stuff that I'd at least touch on this. Again, technically Zippo has gotten the thing about Persona Arena right. However, we still haven't seen P3P or P4G come to consoles, which he's claiming is happening. Maybe it's already supposed to have happened. And I don't really know his past beyond that. So, you guys read into it as you will. A lot of people think he's not credible. Maybe that's true. That's what I'm going to leave it at. Do you have any final thoughts before we finish this, Blair?
I guess the only thing I have to say is like, well, I guess we'll see what comes of this. If like absolutely nothing comes of this, or if something comes out of nowhere. It really all depends on what Atlas is doing because a lot of their announcements have been kind of, well, mostly for like Japan.
Yeah.
Like stuff going on in Japan. There's not really anything for anyone outside of Japan to get extremely excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think literally everyone else just has to wait for like a game announcement.
Yeah. And you know what? I think we were basically right with our last video where we were thinking what the next announcement would be, and we thought it'll probably just be the event being announced.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out we were pretty much right about that.
Yeah, we were. It wasn't what we thought it was going to be, because it was
Uh-huh.
more like a fan convention, because we were thinking it was an official.
Yeah, we thought it was gonna be like maybe in a venue where people would go and they might show off stuff there, kind of
Yeah,
like
we were
Sonic
wrong
did
about
it.
that.
Mm-hmm. I'll say one final thing about this. In the article, he claims, well, I don't know, I don't know if he's being very specific about that this will be the fourth announcement, or if he's just saying this is the fourth announcement he knows of. He says, here's number 4. It'll be an unexpected character. That's right, Akechi is starting his own game. So I assume, I mean, just by the way he's phrased it, that he's claiming that this is the next announcement. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll
especially
find
after
out
this-
in April. Is it April? We'll find out.
Yeah. Because after the last one, I'm like, I've started losing faith that any of these announcements are even going to be games, except for maybe the last one. So for it to be something weird and huge like this, like as the fourth announcement right after the Persona, uh, whatever that was, event that's happening in Japan being the last announcement, that would be pretty surprising to me. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right,
Yeah, I
guys.
guess they will.
Well, that's gonna do it, and we
Wait,
will.
I've had one more final thought.
Oh, okay. Go for it.
If they do an Akechi game, he should just totally work with Naoto.
That would be
Combine
interesting.
combine the investigation team he meets with Persona 4. Okay, sorry,
Man,
that's my last thought.
oh, I would be I'd be interested if they did anything with him where he would do some sort of like, if it was a detective game, you brought in some sort of references or connections to previous games. Oh man, that could actually be pretty cool. Okay, for real, guys, that's where we're gonna leave it. It's up to you guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'd be very curious to hear. I imagine probably most of you guys are very skeptical, as we should all be. Um, but yeah, leave me a comment below what you think. If you think this is real, what you would hope for if this was real. Are you even an Akechi fan? Do you not care at all? I'm interested to hear what you guys have to say. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for these last, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes, however long we've been talking about this. And we will see you soon.